Hello, this is Blue Star, Defender of Equestria. This is my Afterthoughts review of the Hooffields and the McColts. And I'm definitely gonna need my armor for this one because Princess Twilight, we're under attack! I must admit that was, I think, the big thing that I really liked about this episode was, the whole actual feuding and the being able to unleash my inner royal guard, if you will. It's like, get down! We're under attack! Ambush! It was just a lot of fun for me for doing that. And the other big thing is that this feud is really not that bad, all things considered. And yeah, they're actually, I think the short answer is they're polite feuding. I mean, they're not like cursing at each other or saying, "Rah, you dirty McColt, you dirty Hooffield," and rah, rah, and being all hateful and angry at each other. And of course, it's nowhere near as violent as the actual feud, which was obviously a lot more deadly and involved things like rifles and lighting cabins on fire and people being killed and stuff. So yeah. It's another case of MLP taking a conflict that was really quite serious and deadly and turning it into kind of fun. Well, not fun, but casual. Like, I guess it was sort of fun. I kind of liked it, but, Yeah, so what do I think about this episode now that I've seen it a few more times? It's like, it's not as fun the first time I saw it, and it is kind of predictable, because, well, I've seen episodes like this before, so... So yeah, it was pretty obvious to me. It's like, oh, this side is good at farming, this side is good at building, and, the other side is not good at whatever the other side is good at. So it's like, you know what, they're gonna use that to come together. It was kind of obvious, because I've seen it before. But I'm fine with that. It's like, I'm an adult, I've seen a lot of children's shows, but if you're a child who's watching an episode like this for the first time, this is probably the first time you've seen this, so I'm okay with those sorts of things. Silverquill's review in place of Dr. Wolf was kind of interesting. I mean, I do agree with him, is that, yeah, this was an interesting thing for Twilight. It's that Twilight got to basically flex her magical muscle. It's like she got to unleash the Canterlot voice and freeze every pony in the valley, and that's a little bit unusual for her, but I like that. And also that she's, refers to herself as Princess Twilight, the Princess of Friendship. Yo-ho! Well, good for her. And once again, one of the ponies recognizes that she's a alicorn, so yo-ho, that's good. And honestly, I do think it's about time. It's like, hey, wait a minute, you're an alicorn! Because, yeah, it would be strange. It's like, because obviously there's always supposed to be 3 of them. And the fact that these characters don't even know that there's another alicorn princess is sort of, it does show how deep this feud and how long it's been going on. It's like, we don't even know what the current events are anymore. It's like, we're too busy with this feud. And of course, it was another map episode, yo! And this time it was Twilight and Fluttershy. And, what an interesting combo. I've been thinking about what were Twilight's and Fluttershy's roles during this episode. It's like, interestingly, again, Twilight was almost in a way the magical muscle, while Fluttershy was actually the one to go and resolve this conflict. Although I have to say the actual resolution is kind of underwhelming. I mean, it was not exactly what I was expecting. But when they do reveal is like these 2 families were supposed to be protecting the valley, and instead they're destroying it. And once they realize that that was actually their mission, they basically say, oops, we're sorry, and just, okay, now we're friends, and now we're just gonna stop the feud, we're all friends now. I'll buy that, but not the greatest resolution. It's not like, yeah, that was so awesome, way to go, Fluttershy and Twilight. It's like, oh, okay, well, good job. But yeah, I have to say, resolving, this kind of feud would be very difficult. From the brief research that I've looked into the actual feud, it looks like it only ended when basically, the government, quote-unquote, had to step in. Which, ironically, is kind of what happened here. It's like Twilight had to go and basically, step in and deal with this, with, of course, Fluttershy's aid. And I'm glad that Fluttershy did have, in a way, I was gonna say a leading role here. And first I thought, that she wasn't necessarily the one to bring along to resolve a feud like this. But at the same time, though, I think she definitely was. Because she has the most connection with the animals, so she's definitely the one to say, if you won't do it for yourself, then do it for the animals. And she is kindness and understanding. And that was cool, and I'm glad that she got to ultimately resolve this. And I'm also glad that Twilight got to get out of the castle and actually get to go on a mission. And she's so excited and happy and yay, yay, yay. And she's so prepared in a classic Twilight way. And I'm actually really glad for that. In some ways, I thought this was a little strange that, Twilight in theory should be, in some ways, not quite, I was going to say beyond this. She should realize that, just opening a book and just looking for the answer isn't going to work. But it was nice for Twilight to actually be old Twilight. Yeah, she's a princess now, she's grown, she's changed quite a bit. But underneath, she's still just good old Twilight. You know, the book-loving Twilight that I think a lot of us really liked and enjoyed is still there. That part of her will never go away, and I'm glad for that. Even though the weight of those books almost broke Fluttershy's back. Oh no! Oh, it's like, did you hear that sound? That crack? Oh, ouch. Quick, someone get Fluttershy a chiropractor. Oh, I must admit, I did kind of like that too. It's like Fluttershy's like struggling with the books. It's like, I can make it. Just give me a second, Twilight. I'm gonna crawl my way there. But I do like that Twilight doesn't realize that Fluttershy's having trouble, and it's like, here, let me get that for you. It's like, but yeah, I mean, there were a lot of fun things kind of like that. Although I am sorry, Fluttershy, that you had to struggle that way, but I'm glad that you're okay. Yeah, I generally liked this episode. It wasn't as much fun the following time because I've seen all this before, and it was an interesting, way of looking at how do people try to resolve these conflicts, why do they not work, and all that stuff, and that would almost be a good focus on video, but don't think I'm going to be doing that. But yeah, otherwise, there's not really that much here, but, it was still a good episode. There were moments where it was entertaining, and yeah, the resolution wasn't the greatest ever, but it was still okay, and I do like it, and it's fun, and again, for me personally, it's like, I get to finally unleash my inner royal guard. So that's always fun. So, overall, this episode was okay. Not the greatest. It certainly won't go into the Hall of Fame of episodes about this feud ever, but it was okay. So that is the end of my Afterthoughts review of the Hooffields and the McColts. This is Blue Star. Stay strong and pony on. Blue Star out.